Happenings live. I decided I wanted to do a little pop-up live today, and I want to talk about several things. So if you're in here, please do me a favor and share this video out. We want more people coming in and being a part of our collaborations and live stream. And I need to make sure I've got everything set up that I need to have set up. So I don't see where I can change, where I can see the comments coming in. So let me see if I can pull it up on my laptop, because it's not showing up here. And I'm so excited to be here, y'all. So give me just a moment to get this thing set up. I can close that out because I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. Okay. Give me just a moment. It's not even showing up on my computer. So what is going on here? I don't want a green screen. What is this? I don't want the green screen. Oh my God, that's awful. What is this? I don't want any screen. There we go. New things on the YouTube vertical live, and I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. So I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to come in, and hopefully we can get started with this. I didn't get a chance to shout this out. Let me see if I can pull it up again. I'm really playing with this morning. We're going to have a fun game, and we are going to talk about some disturbing changes that are concerning to me on YouTube, and also about my health and well-being, about our community, our small YouTube community, and collaborations. So y'all stick around. Is it going to show my video? It is not showing it. This is crazy. Maybe it's showing it in shorts. We'll find out here in just a moment. I'm going to keep flipping until I find it. Is it showing it in shorts? Nope, it's not showing it in my shorts either. I don't know how to do it on my laptop to get it to pull up. So anyway, we're hoping that it's out there in YouTube land somewhere and some folks can come in. So you need to be a channel friend for at least 5 minutes to join in the conversation if you're out there watching. And if you're not, that's okay too. We're going to go ahead with the program. So I'm looking for my chat, and I'm not seeing any chat below, and I don't know how to pull that up. I've got all kinds of little things over here on the side, but it doesn't show me how to pull up the chat. I can adjust my lighting. Okay. But I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. All right, now that I've wasted about 5 minutes of trying to figure out YouTube's new vertical live stuff, I am going to be talking about the YouTube changes that are very concerning to me. One of the things that has happened to my channel is I have lost over 1,000 watch hours within a few months. I don't know if people have just stopped watching me, but when I look at the algorithms, it looks like the numbers are still normal. And so I went to Gemini, which is the Google AI, and I asked some questions. And the concerning thing that came up to me was about shorts. If your shorts are under 1 minute, They didn't tell us this. And you're monetized. Anything under 1 minute cannot have an ad roll in it and will not receive monetization for. And you lose those watch hours. So, from here on out, 1 minute or longer on your shorts, I think it's up to 3 minutes, something like that, unless you're doing a vertical live. And in order to keep your watch hours up. It's very, very concerning to me when you lose 1,000 watch hours. It tells me a couple of things. The new algorithm games that they're playing is not helping us. It's actually pushing the small YouTuber channels further back in the algorithms, and it can be extremely upsetting. And I still don't see anybody in my chat, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. Oh, what we got up here? Okay. I'm not seeing what I'm looking for. Let me deal with this issue up here. Had to turn on my do not disturb because I don't want the little dings coming up in my live. And let me make sure I've got my sound up. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Hand over screen. That's never a good thing. So, I am playing with this, and I'm really, really excited to be able to tell you that the doctor has put me on a low or a slow insulin, which means it will carry me throughout the day, and I only have to take 1 shot per day. I'm taking it at night. The concern was my morning numbers were still remaining above 200. I am allergic to just about everything out there as far as diabetes medications. I'm only on 2. One of them is a pill, and the other one is an insulin shot. So my numbers are coming down. I've been on it for about 3 months, and my numbers are starting to get lower. So that's a good thing. But I do have a bad thing going on at the same time. I have a, what is it? The BUN test, the blood test that they give you. My numbers are really high. So that tells me that it is kidney related or liver related or both. And it could be another issue. Well, here's the issue I think it is. I've been on a keto diet and mostly following along with paleo as well. Not paleo, carnivore, where you eat a lot of protein. And I think that my proteins are too high. So the BUN test is a test that tests the urea in your blood from the proteins. And mine is really high. So in order to get it back under control, I need to cut down on the amount of protein that I am consuming. I need to increase the amount of water that I'm drinking, or liquids that I'm drinking throughout the day, and I need to continue with the low carb end of the diet. So how do you do that when you're on keto? That is a huge question. So I'm really trying to figure this all out. Another thing I'm trying, and I've seen some information on the internet about molasses helping to heal the pancreas. I can't tell you all the details because I don't understand it all myself, but it actually heals the pancreas receptors that helps to push the insulin through your body, so your body's not producing too much insulin and causing the high sugar spikes. And I'm drinking that in the morning in warm water, and you're not supposed to drink a whole lot of it because it will spike your sugar temporarily. And what I found the first day that I took it, it did spike my sugar temporarily. It spiked for like maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. And then it was leveled the rest of the day. So I'm drinking a tablespoon in a cup of warm water in the morning. And the darker that molasses is, the better it is for you. And it had the black strap, of course, would be the ultimate if you can take the bitterness of it, because it's high in chromium. And chromium is really good for diabetics, and so I'm trying that out. I have all kinds of herbal teas and supplements that I have been taking for months on end, and it's kept my sugar down, but it didn't do enough. So we're going with the slow release insulin, the one pill that I take twice a day, and I'm taking a cup of molasses in the morning, and I'm going to track this to see if it helps or not, because from what I understand that it is healing your pancreas, and it may take 1 month or several months, depending on how bad you are, for your pancreas to completely heal. So we're going to continue to do that and see what happens. I want to play a game with y'all, but we're going to have to hold off on that because there's nobody in the chat yet. So what's going on, YouTube? I have no share button here, no nothing to share this out, which really is irritating. What is this thing up here? Don't know. And I can't pull it up on my phone, so I have no idea what's going on. I don't even know if it's really live or not. It's crazy. We're going to try over here on my laptop again and see if it's popped up yet. Maybe I can share it out that way. But if you come in later on, just know that I continue to talk whether there's anybody here or not. We are going to talk about community. I have talked about the health and the changes to YouTube that's very concerning to me. Community, especially with small YouTubers, is extremely important. It will ebb and flow. I have had a lot of content creators that I helped early on when I was shouting out everybody's channel on my lives and taking care to make sure that they were all getting new friends on their channels, etc., etc., and I've been left in the dust, so to speak. I'm happy for all the channels that have passed me by thousands of subscribers. I really am. But it's time for the community to come and help me a little bit. Like I said, my watch hours are down, way down. I've lost over 1,000 watch hours, within a few months. Craziness. I don't understand it. And my channel is still really, really slow growing. And I am trying to tighten my niche because I do have a lot of interest on my channel. And I will continue to bring those occasionally. But I will be starting maybe in January to really clamp down and tighten my niche. But my biggest concern is I don't want to lose the monetization on my channel, because if I do that, my channel's going to go bye-bye. Because I'm not going to fight the system that's in place. I'll be honest with you. I started this channel for fun. I did not want to have to do all of the chasing watch hours that is required. I wanted to give good content to everybody, and I just feel that sometimes we need to call the community back in and say, hey, you remember me over here in the corner? Well, here's the deal. There are literally millions of people with channels on YouTube. I'm just one person in all those millions. And my subscriber base will ebb and flow. They will come and they will go. And I want to grow organically, meaning, not necessarily have a content creators following me, but have the general public following me. And I want to be able to continue to give good, viable information out to the ones that faithfully watch my channel. And I appreciate each and every one of you that faithfully watch. One way that you can help me is by watching the video from beginning to end and then leaving a meaningful comment, hitting that like button, sharing it out, and hyping it if you get the hype button. Hype the video. I think you get 3 free per week, and that pushes me out in the algorithms. Another way for the community to help is by becoming a channel member. I have 3 levels of memberships starting at 99 cents, and you control how long you are a channel member, and that helps me financially. I am on a limited income, although my husband does work, but my income, my personal income is teeny tiny. So whenever you're watching a channel, make sure you're watching the entire video. I don't care if you walk away and have other things to do, but let it run, because that helps us with the watch time, and that's the biggest one right there. Others are if you want to binge watch my channel. There are several playlists to choose from, and I appreciate each and every person that binge watches me, because I don't feel like I'm binge worthy, but I think it's important for us to do that. And for you to pull together as a community. We're a homesteading community here. I have my homesteading channel friends out there that I can call on at any time and say, hey, we can bounce ideas off each other. We can do collaborations together. We can shout out each other's channels. Things like that really does help. So even if you're not a channel and you like my content, you can still share this out on Facebook, on Twitter, which is now called X, and all the other social media platters, or you can even email them to your friends and say, hey, I like this lady, would you go watch her and become a channel friend for her? Those things really do help this channel grow, because YouTube looks at all of those areas to try to figure out who is going to be watching my channel, and if you continue to come back or not. So right now, the majority of the people that are coming to my channel are new, which is a good thing. But my baseline of subscribers, I think it's really, really low. A lot of them are not coming back to watch on a regular basis. And I do put out videos every day of the week, whether it be a short, a podcast, a live stream, or, full-length content. So I do put out a lot of videos. There will be changes coming in that area as well, because I'm trying to figure this all out like everybody else. I've been doing this for a little over 3 years, y'all, and I still haven't figured out everything. There are collaborations out there, and I have one going right now. It's called Scarecrow 25. Miss Paula and Mouse want you to join in Scarecrow 25. It's an open collaboration through the month of October. You upload a video containing a scarecrow, whether you're making a scarecrow or you're building a fall decorations, include that scarecrow. You can be as artistic as you want. Just don't make it too scary. We don't want to scare any children that might be watching. And I do have an official playlist, and I'm hoping to get a lot of these content creators involved, because it's just for fun. We've had our garden season. We've worked really hard getting the canning done and all that garden coming out. This is a time for fun. And so I want to ask you, if you would, to please join in. Make sure that you're tagging other content creators and challenging them to do this. You can paint a scarecrow. You can be a scarecrow. You can do a family skit with a scarecrow theme. the possibilities are just endless, and I'm looking forward to watching each and every one of them. And I have an official playlist that you'll be put in there, plus your channel gets a shout out from me. I'm also asking that if you do participate, that you share out everybody else's videos when they drop, because we're a community, and that's how we grow channels. So y'all join in on that one. In November, we're having the Thankful 50 Challenge 25. This is where you will get in front of a camera like I am, and you will list 50 things that you are thankful for, and you will tag 3 channels and challenge them to do this as well. It's a great way to bring in the month of November, or the month of Thanksgiving, and be reminded of all the things that you're grateful for. There is an official playlist for that one as well, and I will get you, if you tag my channel and use the hashtag Thankful50Challenge25, I can get you into the playlist. Please, please, please follow the instructions though, because folks, I'll miss videos if you don't. And I won't get them in the playlist, and you won't get shared out, and then you'll get mad at me because you didn't follow the instructions. So we want you to follow the instructions. And there's a collaboration that I have joined coming out tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Friday. It's coming out Friday, Croctober 2025, hosted by Jenny Gow. So I'm excited about that one as well, and I can't wait for you to see what I am cooking in my crock pot. We love comfort food, but we like to keep them low carb. So that is some of the exciting collaborations that I know about. Also, there's a Fall Fest 25 going on with Gail's Southern Living. I think she's got over 30 channels involved, and then there's a Pumpkin Palooza, and I forgot who is hosting it. I think it is Angela. Don't get me wrong, Angela, I'm sorry. At oh my goodness, my brain just went. Let me look it up. It's it's Farmhouse Wife or something like that. I meant to write it down. Hold on, my computer's slow. Nope, that's not it. Oh well. It's Miss Angela's channel, and I'm sorry, Angela, I'm having brain farts. She sent me the email. I'm in that one too. I'll be putting out videos for that later this month, so y'all be checking out the Pumpkin Palooza. I'm excited about those. Now in December, it's not a collaboration, but it will be a month full of gingerbread Christmas on my channel, because I love Christmas and I love gingerbread men, especially one named Patches. There's a story behind Patches. I was going through a very dark time in my life, and I couldn't find my joy, and I came across this little gingerbread stuffed toy that I keep out year round now, because it reminds me that I still have joy, and I can look at that and I can smile. Just like with Paula the Pumpkin Sitter and Mouse Mouse, it's okay to have whimsy in your life. And I've got all these scarecrow friends, like this guy. Love it, love it, love it. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to talk about one of the things that we all dread and hate doing, but we have to do anyway. And it has to do with Homestead Chores. And I've made a little game out of it. This is a great way for you to get your kids involved, or your family involved with some of the chores that nobody really likes to do. You can make a jar up for your kids with just chores that they need to do throughout the week, and they reload the jar each week, and they know that they're going to have to do those chores because they won't get their reward if they don't. And our reward is a clean home, of course, as an adult. But I started a fully loving yourself journal a few years ago. I can't remember the name of the lady that did this, but I have a morning routine. I have a afternoon routine. I have a before bedtime routine. And then I have my house broken down in zones. And then I have a weekly home blessing day. And I can pick from that list. I have 7 things in there that I can pick from. And then I have a free day, which is Sunday. It's because it's the day of rest. Now, if you take your day of rest on Saturday, that's perfectly fine. You pick the day that you want to have a day of rest, but you need to have one. And then I have a basic weekly plan. And then I break it down by each day of the week. And for Sunday, I put down here day of rest, love God, love family, renew your spirit. It's family day. And don't forget to feed the cat. Our cat's very demanding, by the way. And then, of course, I've got feed the cat on here on all the days of the week. Let me get over here. And then I break it down by month. There are things that we can do daily, weekly, monthly, seasonally, and yearly. So I break it down by the month. And then I go into the holidays. And I have some inspiration in here. I'll read you some of that as well. But I have let me get over here. I have it broken down by zone and what things need to be done in each zone as I'm cleaning. So that helps me out. And then I have a list of birthdays in here, holidays, things to do for holidays would be buy the gifts in advance and wrap them, forgo all housework that day, enjoy the day, plan your menu in advance, keep it simple, don't forget to set your table, prepare the meal and the desserts ahead of time. Make sure your dishwasher is empty so you can fill it after you eat. Enjoy your guests. And this is a good time to discard any unwanted decor. You can sell it, throw it away, or you can donate it. So those are things that I put in here. And then I have a church card list because we give our cards at our church for Christmas, so that helps. And then I have a mailing list for family that doesn't live nearby. And then I have my birthdays listed by month and anniversaries. And then I have a few other things in here that I haven't labeled yet, like the 1 minute rule. This was by avirtuouswoman.org. And things that would take less than a minute to do. And you can do 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute. And then, and how to defeat your clutter. And the first one on there is to forgive yourself. And to clean one thing at a time. And there's a whole list of that. And then I have time blocking, which would be how I would set up my day. I would time block. Or you can do a to-do list. However you want to do it. You could also do a visual board and break it down in increments of how you want to do that. But I'm going to come back over here to the inspiration and just read you a few of them, and then I'm going to do the little game before we close out. A call to reuse when you can, make do with what you have. Seek out and use local agriculture to make what you can for home use. Make everything you can from scratch. To seek out and learn new ways to be frugal. To develop a spirit of creativity in managing your home. To feed and clothe your family well, but to live within your means. Use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. The Christian Homekeeper. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. That was my mom and dad's quote. Slow and steady wins the race. You can do this. Joy never ceases when you have a plan. Sometimes later becomes never, so do it now. Don't be a procrastinator. Do what you can with what you have. Where you are, Theodore Roosevelt. You learn more from failure than from success. Don't let it stop you. Failure builds character. A few more. You can't properly clean if you have clutter. Happiness comes from within. It's okay to let it go. It's okay to say no sometimes. So, I have some affirmations that I wrote down, and one is, I will be present in every moment. That was the hardest one for me to do. And then I continued, I think I have like 30 of them that really help me when I feel like I just can't get focused on what needs to be done in my home during the week. And we're going to go through, and the game is very, very simple. I'm going to pull, I've got a bunch of papers cut up in my little pumpkin. And the idea of the game is to decide, is this a daily, weekly, monthly, seasonally, or yearly task that needs to be done. And that is on you. I'm just going to pull them out of my jar. Give them a shake, give them a shake. And I've got a bunch of them in here, so we're just going to read through. And these aren't all of the chores by any means, but these are some of the things that I came up with, and I'm sure that you're going to come up with some yourself. And you can do a wheel with all the chores for like daily, weekly, monthly, seasonally, and yearly, and have a different wheel to spin to make it fun. Or you could do little jars like this and pull out chores for your family to do. But the first one I pulled out is to check those smoke detectors. So you want to check those smoke detectors. And I'm not going to tell you how often you do it, but I do mine when the clock changes. So I do one in the spring, and I'll do one in the fall when the clock changes. Tossing old magazines or newspapers. Some of us want to save all those magazines and newspapers, but I tell you what, having a lot of paper around is a fire hazard, so you want to be careful about that. Prepare lunches. If you've got a big family or you go to work, you got to do this on a daily basis if you want to save money. I've got a bunch of these in there. I don't know how many I have. Clean out the refrigerator. Is it a daily, weekly, monthly, seasonally, or yearly task? All of these. Let's pull out an orange one. Do a 15-minute declutter. Sort laundry. Nobody likes these chores, y'all, but they have to be done in order to keep your house and your farmhouse running smoothly. And it doesn't matter if you're a farm wife like me or not, you still have chores that you have to do. Change bedding. I'm going to make this easier on my back and move the bowl closer to me instead of reaching way over there. Organize mail. That's one of my biggest clutter problems in our house, is the amount of mail that we get. Building fences. Now some of these might be a one-time job, and others are, along with building fences, would be mending fences. Clean kitchen appliances. Maintaining structures. Structures could be your coops, your barn, your house, outbuildings. A lot of farm properties will have other outbuildings that need to be taken care of, cattle stalls and so forth, all those structures. And of course the fence is a structure, so yeah, you're going to have to take care of that too. Clean out the freezer. And all these are going to get folded up and put back in my jar because I think it's going to be fun. You're going to do a 5-minute commercial declutter. I was trying to figure out, why would I have commercial in there? When you're watching TV, it takes about 5 minutes for that commercial series to run. You could do something in that 5 minutes. It might be including running to the bathroom, but there's something you can do sitting down. You might have a drawer next to you that needs to be cleaned out, or you might need to go take the wash out of the washer and put it into the dryer, or you might need to go feed your child a snack. There's a lot of things. Feed the cat, you know. And our dogs. The dogs love treats. Give them a treat. Do a load of laundry. Don't you love these colored cards? A 1-minute wipe down. I've got that in my book. We're going to stop for just a minute. I'm going to go back here and find 1 minute. Cleaning zone. Holidays. This list. 1 minute. You can rinse a dish, put away your shoes, hang up your coat, sort through today's mail, replace toilet paper, make your bed, put dirty laundry in the hamper, start a load of clothes in the washer, load the dishwasher, wipe off the table, water your plants, empty the trash, wipe down the bathroom sink, close drawer or cupboard door. You can sweep the porch, fluff pillows on the couch, straighten the coffee table, clear the kitchen counter, put away something in another room, throw out old food from the fridge, wipe down a shelf in the fridge, wipe up a spill when it happens, switch laundry to the dryer, hang up a towel, washcloth, or shower after shower, Dust the TV screen, dust cobwebs, clean the stovetop, clean a mirror, make your kitchen sink shine, replace a light bulb, change out the bath or kitchen towels. And a matter of fact, when you take a bath, spray down that shower and bathtub and wipe it down, and you won't have to go back and clean it later. You can check your planner. You can clean the toilet. You can put away some clean clothes. You can sweep the kitchen. Wash a pot as soon as you're done using it. Spray your shower with a daily shower spray. And that is what I just said. So those are just some 1-minute ideas there. And let's continue in our jar. You can remove broken items. You can clean out your car or truck. How many of us have somebody in our family that doesn't know how to clean out and throw the trash away? They just toss it into the back seat and they just leave it and let it pile up. And I've seen people driving around with trash all over their dashboards and stuff piled up in the back of their car that shouldn't be in there. We want to be able to drive safely, so get that car cleaned out. Tidy up high traffic areas. Let's see what else we can pull out of here. Harvesting crops. Would that be a daily, weekly, monthly, seasonally, or yearly chore? Meal prep. If you're smart, you can do once a month meal prepping. I haven't learned that one yet. You can vacuum your furniture. How many of you vacuum your furniture? I know my mother used to vacuum, get down in the inside the creases of the couch and underneath those cushions, and she would really clean her furniture. Flip your mattresses. How long has it been since you flipped a mattress, folks? You know, they begin to sag after a while if you don't flip them. And the old people used to take them outside and air them out, or open windows up to air out the mattress. Check seals on your windows and doors. Clean out the gutters on your house. When would you do that? Make a grocery list. Or like me, make a pantry list for the week, what you're going to pull out of your pantry, because that's our grocery store. Wash bedding, towels, and rugs. How often do you wash those little throw rugs anyway? Feed your pets. Feed that cat. Dust those ceiling fans. Change those towels. Make your bed. Would that be a daily chore, a weekly chore, a monthly chore, a seasonal chore, or would it be a yearly chore? You tell me, how often do you make your bed? Clean your hairbrushes and combs. You know, when I was growing up, Saturday mornings, we didn't go out, leave the house immediately. We cleaned. We deep cleaned our house every Saturday, my mom and I. She would strip and wax all of our wood floors. We would be moving furniture, cleaning underneath the beds, everything. Everything in the house got cleaned. and she was meticulous. We don't do that like that anymore. At least most of us don't. Caring for your livestock, like milking. How often would you have to milk your cow or your goat? Take out the trash. Clean out the kitchen cabinets. Declutter a zone. And boy, do I need to get busy with that one because the holidays are upon us. Do a 2-minute or 3-minute hotspot declutter. That would be, pull out a drawer or something and just kind of work through it real quick and decide, reorganize it, get it cleaned out, and put back together. Water houseplants and garden. How often do you water your houseplants? Or how often do you water your garden? Do you water in the morning or do you water in the evening? Great questions to ask yourself. Feeding and watering your animals. Boy, those chickens can eat. I've got a lot of chickens out there. Clean out medicine cabinets. Folks, especially with prescription medications, you want to make sure that you are discarding those properly when they are expired, because they lose their strength over time. So you want to make sure you're disposing of them properly. And one way that you can do it is, if you have a cat, use cat litter, especially used cat litter, and you just dump the bottles in there and close it up and send it on its way. Never put them down the toilet, though, because that's going to end up in your municipal water supply, and you don't want all those drugs interacting in that water and causing forever chemicals and reactions to other people. So you don't want to do that. How often do you vacuum? Is it a daily chore, weekly chore, monthly chore, seasonally, or yearly? Replace the batteries in your smoke detectors. I do mine with the seasonal time change, but that is an important thing. Or, remotes and different things, your battery operated flashlights and things like that, you need to change those batteries out every so often. And with batteries, you also want to make sure that there's no corrosion in there, because that's going to cause that connection to not function properly. Change out your wardrobe. How often do you do that? I have a 2-season wardrobe. Some people have 4 seasons. I have 2. I have my spring, summer clothes, and then I have my fall, winter clothes. Wash the ceiling light fixtures. They get full of bugs, folks. How often would you do that? Maintaining equipment. I'm talking about indoor or outdoor equipment. Lawnmowers, weed eaters, you name it. Chainsaws, they all need maintenance. Clean out your pantry. And that's a big job when you're a homesteader and a farm wife, because you have canned everything and you want to keep that pantry clean. How often would you do that? Donate items that are no longer used. I keep a donate box. As I go through my house, I see things that we no longer use. I will put it in the donate box. And when it gets full, it goes to one of the donation centers in our area. Dust surfaces. How often do you have to dust? I know when I lived in the city, it seemed like I had to dust hourly because of all the dust coming off the streets, and we're out in the country. And I can tell you that when the farmers are out in the field, my house has an inch of dust inside after they're done. AC unit maintenance. That could be changing out the filter on your AC unit or spraying down the coils outside. But you do want to make sure that your AC unit is working properly. That's heat and air for us. And if it's a window unit, you want to clean that filter in your window unit, and you want to spray down the coils on the back of your AC unit periodically to keep it running. Cleaning. Oh, clearing. I thought it said cleaning. Clearing brush. Our property is full of brush, and it is a constant job for my husband, unfortunately, to keep up with. But mainly he does that in the spring and in the fall. Sweep and mop those floors. If you're a farm wife like I am, your floors are never clean. I don't care how many times I mop. They're never clean. But it is important for us to keep our floors clean, especially when we have small children that are crawling, because we don't want them picking up things that we bring in on our shoes. Make a recycling center trip. If you do recycling, then how often would you go to the recycling center? Or maybe your recyclables gets picked up with your trash if you're in the city. So those are things to think about. How often do you clean your carpets and your drapes? We're almost done. We got a few more in here. Clean cabinet doors. How often would you clean those cabinet doors? Kitchen cabinets get dirty because we're always in the kitchen doing things. And we spill stuff when we're in the kitchen, so they do need a good scrub down every so often. If you have one, how often do you clean your fireplace? You got to clean that chimney to get all that soot out, and how often would you do that? Or if it's a wood-burning stove, how often would you clean it? You want to make sure that you're washing out your sinks and your tub. Ironing clothes. How many of us still do ironing? I know I do. Not everybody does ironing, but if you hang your clothes up, as soon as they come out of the dryer or off the clothesline, most of the time you don't have to iron. But, back in the day, my mother ironed underwear and socks. She ironed our sheets, our bed sheets. Everything in the house that was cotton got ironed, or linen. Oh, put away the clean clothes. They've come out of the dryer. Don't leave them sitting in a basket like I do. Sometimes they get put off. You need to do a bathroom refresh. That means you're going to wipe down everything in that bathroom. Walls, toilet, sink, the cabinet, the shower. Wash those shower curtains and mats. Everything needs to be taken down and washed and put back into place. And how often would you do that? Planting a garden. When would you do that? Oh, this is a man job most of the time, but some of us ladies have to get out there and do it too. Mow the lawn or weed eat, to keep our property looking fresh and have curb appeal. Wipe down a countertop. or in my case, unloading it first to get to the countertop. How often would you do that? Wash pillows. Your bed pillows need to be washed, folks, or go buy new ones because they get pretty mucky. You get dust mites in them if you don't clean them, and they can get quite nasty looking. We keep a pillow cover on our pillows that helps a lot, and then we can just wash the cover in between, but you do need to be able to wash those pillows. And it could be pillows on your couch as well. Throw pillows, things like that, that are washable. Not dry cleanable, because that would have to go to a dry cleaner. Clean mirrors and windows. In another area, like we have siding on our house, we have to clean our siding. So that would be another area that we would have to add to our list. Wash windows and seals. So not only are you washing the window, but you want to make sure your window sills are clean as well, especially when you have small children. You want to make sure that there's no bugs or anything in there that those kids can get in their mouth. Dust lampshades. I hate this job, but it's so necessary because lampshades will gather all that dust in the air. Dog hair, pet hair, things like that. Replace your air conditioner filter. How long do you let your filters go before you replace it? Because air conditioners are expensive to replace. You want to make sure you're doing your maintenance on that on a regular basis. Clean makeup brushes, ladies. They get germs. Clean them. Don't be like me and have a sink full of dirty dishes. Wash those dishes. And one of the best rules for that is wash as you go, especially if you're in the kitchen cooking. Get those dishes either loaded in your dishwasher or go ahead and hand wash them and get them out of the way. Keep you a basin of soapy water and just throughout the day, wash that dish and put it away. That way your kitchen stays clean. Wipe down doorknobs and light switches. This was one of my jobs when I was a kid. That and cleaning. We had a front door that had window panes all the way up and down. And then we had a storm door on top of that. My job was to keep those clean. And my job was to dust. So Mom would give me an old sock and some dust, and I would dust all the furniture, and then I would go to the windows with newspaper and Windex and clean everything down. And those doorknobs and light switches got a little spray of Lysol on top of everything else that I was doing to kill germs. One of the jobs I hate, pulling weeds. Oh, a few more. Clean out those dryer vents. Let me grab a drink. You want to clean out those dryer vents because you can start a fire if you don't keep them clean. Ask me how I know. My step-parents lived in not my step-parents, my foster parents, lived in a apartment complex. And they had a washer and dryer in the apartment. And they never cleaned the vent behind the dryer. And they never cleaned down, where you pull that tray out. They never cleaned in there to get all the excess lint out. And it caught fire. And thankfully, they were able to get out of the house, but it smoked up everything in the house. So you want to make sure you're keeping those dryer vents clean. Plant seeds, and this one is seasonal. We plant seeds in the spring and in the fall, according to your zone when you need to start your seed. So sometimes we start them in January, February indoors, and then we would move them out when the spring temperatures come to harden them off, and then we would put them in the ground, or we might direct sow them. How often do you collect eggs? Our chickens have slowed down because right now they're molting. That means they're losing all their feathers and plumage. And when they're molting, they do not lay eggs. Our turkeys are not laying eggs right now. We've got one turkey hen that is molting, but the rest of them are real young. And so they laid for a little while, and then they stopped. And the ducks, we have to hunt the eggs literally. They hide them everywhere. So we have to look for the duck eggs. So collect those eggs. Wash, backsplash. You know that wall behind your stove and your sink, behind your counters, that needs to be washed down too, because food splash is a constant thing in a kitchen. And did you know you need to wash walls? Walls and ceilings can be washed depending on the type of ceiling it is, and if the walls have been painted with a semi-gloss paint that can be washed down. So those are the things I had in my jar, y'all. Unbelievable. It's like confetti here. It's like confetti. So these are just a few of the ideas of things that you would want to put into your list of household chores, or farmstead chores for you and your family, and make it fun. The idea is to make it fun so everybody's not whining and complaining. And that's one of the rules, is no whining. And the other rule is no procrastinating. So make sure you get those done. Let's see. 5-minute rules for cleaning. Clean out your purse. Clean out one drawer. Organize one drawer. Wipe out a bathroom cabinet. Answer 5 quick emails. Dust your baseboards in one room if you have baseboards. Wipe down the toaster. Wipe off the washer and dryer. Clean cell phone screen. Organize shoes and closet. Or maybe you need to clean your shoes and polish your shoes. Dust one ceiling fan. Wipe down the top of the fridge and declutter. Clean off a desk. Clean off a computer screen and keyboard. Organize one drawer in the kitchen. Clean oven and wipe down any spills. Pay 3 bills. Empty the trash can. Disinfect doorknobs. Mop one floor. Organize one pantry shelf. Declutter one room. Take on one pesky stain. Organize bills and paperwork. File your paperwork. Organize one kitchen cabinet. For a 10-minute cleaning task, you could do a 10-minute declutter and return to proper place routine, where you walk through the house with a basket and you put everything that doesn't belong in that room in the basket, and then you go put them away. Change the sheets on a bed. Sort and file and toss mail. Prep your dinner or write out a weekly dinner plan. 15-minute schedule would be wiping down your kitchen, or it would be zones where you work through a zone. So like on a Monday, you would wipe down your kitchen counters and your table. You would dust, sweep, and mop. And then your kitchen would be almost clean because you still got stuff to do in your kitchen. But each day of the week, you want to do something. And if you're like some folks, you have a mud room. We call it a laundry room. You want to be able to clean in there, but you want to make sure your house is done in zones. And then for defeating the clutter, get up right now after this live is finished and throw away 15 things or donate them. Go find 15 things in your house and donate them. Learn the simple cleaning hacks. Turn on music and speed clean. Learn why you are a cluttered mess. What are your triggers? Start small and avoid feeling overwhelmed. Invite guests into your home. This will keep you motivated to clean your house. Get help from family, friends, and professionals if you need it. Some of us are not able to do what we used to do, so get those family and friends over there if you can. Bribe them with a chocolate cake or a movie date or something to help you, or pay a professional. Use simple, the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute motivation cleaning list. Fill one small grocery bag with trash and toss it. Reduce your anxiety by reducing stuff. Learn the freedom of clean enough. We don't have to have a perfect house. My mother was a perfectionist. But the first impression, aesthetics, is what you want to make sure that is clean. When you walk into a room, have a focal point that looks clean and inviting. Start somewhere, pick a place, start decluttering, set a timer, and do a 15-minute declutter. So right now, I want you to turn off this after you comment below and share this out. Go find 15 things in your house to donate today and get started, because it's so important for us to have a clean space to live in. If you like the content on my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like the video, share the video out, hype if you're able to, because all of those things help me and they're free. Make sure you're watching the video from the beginning to the end and not just skipping through or only watching a minute or two of it, because that really helps me, because I am struggling with the watch hours, and without the watch hours the monetization is 0, and I do need that little bit of an income to help us out along the way, because I am on a limited income, folks. And reach out in your community, find you some small channels if you're a content creator to buddy up with and learn from each other and support each other, because that is so important as well. And for the rest of you that are just visiting and watching, and maybe you haven't subscribed yet, think about hitting that subscription button, because I put out good content every day. At least I think it's good. And I always try to include something that is important or motivational to help you along your way. And maybe you just want to watch somebody else do the work and be entertained by it. But whatever your reason is, I appreciate each and every one of you that spend time with me each day of the week. Be blessed, everybody, and I'll see you on the next Vertical Live. I plan on doing these at least once a month, so we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there.